The procurement of combat aircraft has once again triggered a major scandal within the European military-industrial community. Belgium's recent decision to purchase an additional dozen American F-35 fighters has called into question the European Defense Alliance's unity and strategic autonomy. The move has prompted outrage within French defense circles. In July, Belgium's Defense Minister Theo Franken unveiled the 2026 to 2034 Strategic Defense Plan. He announced that the country would acquire an additional 11 F-35 aircraft from Lockheed Martin, on top of the 34 already ordered. The announcement drew strong criticism from French defense industry representatives. Dassault Aviation manufactures the Rafale fighter, which France has consistently promoted as a cornerstone of European defense autonomy. Dassault Aviation's CEO, Eric Trippier, firmly condemned Belgium's decision. He emphasized that participation in the European project Future Combat Air System, or FCAS, requires commitments to the European defense industry. According to him, Belgium was making fools of us by purchasing F-35s during a trade conflict with the United States, while at the same time attempting to join FCAS. This, he said, raised doubts about Belgium's eligibility for FCAS participation. Theo Franken responded sharply. He reminded France that Belgium is a founding member of NATO and the EU, a trusted ally, and the host of NATO headquarters. He declared that Belgium does not need lectures from arrogant industrialists. Belgium now faces the urgent task of replacing its aging fleet of F-16s from the 1980s. In 2017, France assured Belgium of a strategic and economic partnership if it selected the Rafale. However, Belgium ultimately chose the F-35 because of its superior NATO compatibility and stealth features. The Belgian Air Force expects to operate the F-35 until at least 2060. France's anger was reignited by this latest announcement. Defense analyst Guillaume Aigran described Belgium's decision as a betrayal that will have long-term consequences for European defense. He argued that Belgium opted for the American umbrella over European sovereignty in weapons procurement. According to him, Europe's defense will remain underdeveloped as long as countries look across the Atlantic when signing contracts. Meanwhile, some European nations are being more cautious. Spain recently announced that it will no longer consider the F-35, choosing instead between the Eurofighter and the Haas platform. Portugal abandoned its F-35 plans in March, fearing that the United States could restrict access to components and software, thereby threatening operational independence. The F-35's operation depends heavily on U.S. maintenance, operational support, intelligence, navigation data, flight paths, and mission preparation. If U.S.-EU relations deteriorate, Belgium could lose access to these vital services. This would endanger the sustainability of Belgium's Air Force. Despite criticism, Belgian leaders remain firm. General Frederick van Sina, Chief of Staff of the Belgian Armed Forces, told La Libre Belgique that the F-35 is the most advanced fighter in the world. He cited Israel's successful operations in Iran as proof. He stressed that stealth aircraft are the only viable survival strategy on modern battlefields. Defense Minister Franken was even more blunt. He declared, Putin fears neither the Eurofighter, nor the Rafale, nor the Gripen. He fears the F-35 because we cannot see it. Its superiority is indisputable. Analysts, however, point out that the F-35's stealth is conditional. It only applies when weapons are carried internally. Once missiles are attached externally, the aircraft becomes visible to modern Russian and Chinese radars. Syrian defenses even used an old Soviet S-200 missile to shoot down an Israeli F-35, causing an operational loss. In dense air defense environments, the aircraft is vulnerable. Israeli F-35s have only been used in operations with heavily suppressed air defenses. They have never flown near Ukraine. The program itself has been plagued by technical issues from the start. In 2021, 857 defects were identified, some of which endangered pilot safety and mission readiness. The Pentagon also rejected a proposal to equip the aircraft with the more advanced General Electric F-120 engine, a decision military observers criticized as incredibly foolish. Pierre Sprey, a renowned aircraft designer and co-creator of the F-16, famously called the F-35 a turkey. He argued that its small wings and oversized engine reduce maneuverability, making it weak in close air combat and ground support. Its maximum speed of Mach 1.6 also falls short of Mach 2, the top speed of modern Russian and European fighters. Many experts believe Belgium's ongoing F-35 purchases reflect pressure from Washington. They argue that the U.S. is pushing Europe to buy American arms to keep Lockheed Martin afloat. This concern is supported by Lockheed Martin's recent financial report. It showed a 65% drop in operating profit, down to $748 million, instead of the expected $2.15 billion. Revenue also fell by $18 billion. The company's shares plunged 9%, the biggest drop of the year. The Pentagon cut its 2026 F-35 orders to 47 aircraft and suspended deliveries for nearly a year because of software delays. In response, the Trump administration pressured Belgium to increase its F-35 order by almost a dozen so-called pseudo-stealth aircraft. France's frustration grew when Rafales outperformed American F-35s in close-range dogfights during the Atlantic Trident 25 exercises in Finland. 6 Rafales and 270 French personnel took part, and the French fighters successfully shot down U.S. aircraft. Yet France's complaints remain little more than talk. Washington is determined to prevent European defense independence. Instead, it insists that Europe remain dependent on American military equipment, regardless of the F-35's mixed reputation. In conclusion, Belgium's acquisition of the F-35 is less a technical choice than a geopolitical signal. It demonstrates American control over Europe's security architecture. Whether Europe will ever achieve genuine defense independence is an open question. As long as European states remain under political and commercial pressure to buy American arms, the continent will lack the foundation for true military autonomy and sovereignty. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, please take our channel membership, which is very affordable, to encourage us.